All right, welcome to Always Dad, where we discuss things like being present, being intentional, and showing up even whenever life seems hard. It's not about having all the right answers, but it's about being the kind of dad that just shows up and plans for tomorrow, but lives for today.
For sure. We're just a couple of dudes helping dads understand that they don't have to go through it alone and share pieces of our journey to help you along the way as well.
For sure, man. And that actually could bring us to our first topic, man. Like we're not alone, and that's something that a lot of guys just tend to they think they are alone.
Yeah.
Because we self isolate. We've been taught to do that for a long time, and we're not, man. Yeah, I mean, you and the guys at work, you've been great for communication and kind of helping me to become a different person. Honestly, man, just
Yeah.
kind of opening up and being okay talking about the issues, but not in just a way to vent, but in a way to like have actionable steps to improving.
For sure. I think I struggled with that a lot too. Just bottling everything up inside, feeling like no one can relate to me. But I remember meeting you and us not even talking for a few weeks. And after a few weeks, I found out that we're going through something related, and that is when we clicked and sort of like started our friendship, so to speak. Look at us now.
Yeah, making it big.
That's right.
But yeah, man. So we're not alone. A lot of guys need to realize that. You may feel like you are, but you're not.
Yeah.
A couple things I do want to talk about, man. I do want to talk about like just comparison and how that leads to the feelings of failure. I'll let you kind of start off with that if you want.
Yeah, for sure. In my eyes, I used to look at YouTube videos of families well put together, big houses, and you should be like, man, hope to have a family like that one day.
Yeah.
Not knowing that what they were actually going through, and then their family falls apart down the line. It just goes to show you that everyone has their own mess to clean up.
Absolutely, man. Comparison's the thief of joy, and there's so many times where because we're trying to compare ourselves or be like the person that we idolize or that we see they have all the cool things.
Yeah.
Like you said, we kind of forget to take a moment and count our blessings of what we have. I mean, we live in a great place to where most people have food on the table and roofs over their heads. Man, that's more than a lot of people can say.
For sure.
And I got loving kids, things like that. There's really no reason for me to complain.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I don't want to strive to be better and maybe even obtain some of the stuff they have, but we need to be content in the moment because we can't really control the future. We can only control it now.
That's good, man. I think too, you also need to define what wealth means to you. A lot of people think it's time. I mean, it's money, it's this and that, but I think to your kids and to your family, your presence is more than anything.
Yeah, man, for sure. Presence is more important than perfection, for sure. We've kind of talked about this a couple times now. Thinking about your childhood, did you think about the money that was in your parents' bank account, or do you remember like times? Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely the times. Like we used to travel a lot. We went to Niagara Falls. I was an Army brat, so we traveled a lot of places. But also, like me and my dad's thing was basketball. Like I wasn't able to beat him one-on-one until I was like 16. And I hope to have the same thing with my son, but it doesn't look like it because he's getting up there already.
Yeah.
He's 11. But yeah, man, those times. What about you?
Yeah, man. I really strive to be present whenever I have my kiddos. I'm not always perfect. I definitely fail sometimes. The phone and social media, it gets in the way, man.
For sure.
It's an addiction for sure. But I try to go on walks with my kids daily when I have them.
Yeah.
And that may sound terrible to a lot of people, but at first the walk is, they don't really want to go. Like I don't necessarily want to go, but a minute or two into it, man, they just start talking.
Yeah.
And then they don't stop talking until we're done. So
yeah.
I learned a lot about my kids, man. I learned a lot about myself. I see how their little minds work and how they're growing up and how they realize a lot more that's going on than what like we may think our kids do. So it's really cool to go on those walks away from the phone and away from things like that, just to kind of hear their actual voice.
For sure. And that reminds me that presence is intentional.
Yeah.
Because you could be present and be absent. So like you going on a walk with your kids to spend that one-on-one time with them and get to know them better intentionally is a lot better than just being present on your phone, like you said, social media and things like that. What about, how do you feel, there's a saying that failure failing equals failure. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I definitely don't think. I think failing does not equal being a failure. It's kind of how you handle it. You know, failing. If you're not failing, you're not growing. So we should fail. If we're not failing, that means we're not trying to do more than, we're not trying to be the better version of ourselves. We're not trying to move up. We're not trying to do this.
For sure.
So I mean, we're gonna have failures. So if you're not failing, you're probably not doing what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't equate to you're a failure. So you're not a failure in my opinion until like you have the ability to heal or to move forward and you choose not to.
It's like falling and not getting back up.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. For me, my goat is Kobe Bryant, and he said it best to me. He was like, when he was younger, he scored 0 points in a season. And his dad talked to him. He said, look, I don't care if you score 60 or if you score 0. I'm going to love you either way. And just that positive, like, enforcement for him to be able to fail and still be loved, like, that is huge. So I think that's important for us to know as well. Like, even if we fail in a miserable way, our kids will still love us no matter what.
For sure. And on the sports talk, man, I mean, if you watch any documentary on any sports legend at all, it's going to be filled with failures. Like that, none of them. I've never seen a documentary on a sports star that started off where, hey, we had all the talent in the world and we didn't work. Yeah, they all put forth the effort. They all failed. Something started pushing them. Like failure is what pushes us to be great.
Yeah, fail forward, like they say. Definitely.
For sure.
Good point.
Yeah, man. So, based on kind of what we've talked about, how do you think that we can be more present and, just show our kids that, like, even if we fail, that we're not failures?
I think it all comes down to continuing to show up, for one.
Sure.
Like continuing to be present in the moment, but be intentional about being present. Like you go on a walk with your kids.
Yeah.
And then in those times when you do fail, it's important to humble yourself.
Yeah.
And admit your wrongs and take responsibility for what you've done. And that is a step towards not doing the same thing over again. But on top of that, what do you think men should do as dads on top of accepting responsibility?
I mean, definitely accept it, man. And if it's something, say along the lines that you were wrong, you have to admit those wrongs to your kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you got to admit it to yourself, but you got to humble yourself enough to admit it to your kids, man, because you really never know. Like that could be a stepping stone for your kid, realizing that, like, my hero is human, and I'm gonna mess up too, and that's a pivotal point in their lives. That they might look back at and be like, everybody messes up, man. It's okay. So just admitting defeat or however you want to say it to your kids, or just accepting responsibility that, hey man, I was wrong.
Yeah,
I think that's huge.
For sure. And I think you said it best. Like nobody's perfect.
For sure.
Like we can strive for perfection, but nobody will be perfect.
Yeah.
And your kids can't expect their hero to be perfect.
Absolutely.
And it's good to see a hero vulnerable, but accepting responsibility for their vulnerabilities and being transparent about it.
For sure. Yeah, man. So, I mean, I think this was good, man. We covered a couple things. Hopefully, things like this help men know that they're not alone, that if they're failing, that doesn't equate to them being a failure.
Yeah.
That being present is more important than being perfect. And we just got to keep pushing forward, man. Keep being what we needed when we were younger.
For sure. Absolutely. If you want more content like this, man, please like, subscribe, and share. We're definitely trying to help dads out there become better dads, and we're also striving to become better dads as well. So
yeah, and thanks for joining Always Dad, where we may plan for tomorrow, but we need to learn to live for today.